Hello, and welcome back to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, the second part. Okay, this game is a lot louder when you're not in the save room. So anyway, welcome back. I was not prepared for the assault on my ears. You won't hear any difference. So, the first thing I want to address is that I'm on a new save file. Let me adjust my mic real quick. So, yeah, I'm on a new save file. Thanks to my own screw up, causing me to not have desktop audio on while I was recording the last time I played, which was actually last night. I played for a good amount, made some good progress, and screwed myself because I didn't bother checking my levels the whole time I played and didn't notice I didn't have game audio. And there was really nothing I could do. Trust me, if there was, I would have rather done that. So, I'm basically just gonna catch up with myself. Kind of annoying. I did play for a bit earlier today. Not gonna talk during the cutscene, even though I've already seen it.
Be.
Alfred?
Why are you here, Johannes? That fool of an apprentice should have stayed out of this.
You have a lot to explain for. After all the terrible things you've done?
All that is in the past. I'll not be defending my actions to you.
Don't I deserve it? You were like a father to me.
Enough, child. I am here for the book. Jeeble has the book.
What are you talking about?
If you don't already know, then let us keep it that way.
Alfred, how are you still alive?
Ugh, what were you thinking in coming here?
You can answer my question first.
All that matters is that I am alive. Did you come here for the book?
Book? The Liber Logaeth?
Make no mistake. I won't let anyone touch that tome but me.
Not even you should touch it. Didn't what happened 10 years ago teach you anything?
I don't have time to argue with you. I just hope you are wise enough not to get in my way.
What?
You know full well my power exceeds yours. Take Miriam and leave this place. Otherwise, you will die.
I came here because something didn't feel right. But I didn't expect him.
Johannes, what is the Liber Logaeth?
It's a book the Alchemy Guild once possessed that allows for the summoning of spirits. The guild used it to bring about the calamity 10 years ago. And the Shardbinder's crystal acted as a kind of catalyst.
A book like that shouldn't even exist.
I know. Alfred must be trying to restore the Alchemy Guild to power. But we cannot let him lay hands on the Liber Logaeth.
He said Jeeble had it. You know, I think I might have seen it.
It makes sense. Considering the situation we're in, he must have gotten his hands on it after surviving the sacrifice.
So now I have to stop Alfred too.
No, let's focus on Jeeble. If we can get to him and the book before Alfred does, we'll kill two birds with one stone.
Good point. All right.
Dominique might know what to do about Alfred in the meantime. I'll head back to the village and see what she has to say.
Okay, so that was my second time seeing it in the past couple days, so I don't really have much to say other than, you know, Alfred was old man in Curse of the Moon, who I kept forgetting the name of. So I've lost quite a bit of levels. I think my other save, I'm like level 15, and on this I'm like level 8. So it'll take some time to catch up, and there's some shards that I'm missing. But, you know, could be worse. It could have happened way later in the game, where it wouldn't have taken me half an hour to catch up. To be honest, if that had happened at a later point in the game, I don't really know what I would have done. I probably would have cried or shouted or whatnot. Probably both in no particular order. I probably would have shouted first. But so I'm yeah. Let me try to rephrase or get some human sounds into the words I'm trying to say. The only really good thing about losing that progress, I say lose, it's still there, is that I've been playing around with different like weapons and stuff, so that's kind of fun. Like the 8-bit coin that I got, I originally got the whip, but I tried one of the swords instead. But you know what, I guess this is a lesson in pacifism. We don't have to kill everything, even if we do get shards. Because that's kind of like a really annoying thing with regular swords, huh? And so, I talked about this in the video that I recorded last night that will never be released because it's just me rambling for about an hour with no game audio, and I don't really think anyone would want to see that. But I've been watching a YouTube channel the past few days called Neryl. I'm sure some people have heard of it. He does a lot of really good, like, informative content about like video games. A lot of like older games usually, but some of them are on newer games from the past couple of years. And one of the videos I watched earlier today was on the advantages of fixed camera. Oh shit! Was the advantages of fixed camera angles in the earlier Resident Evil games, and like comparing how fixed camera angles benefited the original version of Resident Evil 2, and how the over-the-shoulder viewpoint of the remake kind of lost some of the effect, despite being, a remake of the same story. It's a very different game, and I think it's a good video. I've always kind of held the belief that Resident Evil 2, the remake, is still like a great game. It's a lot of fun to play. I got loads of hours out of it. Oh, I feel like I got my $60 worth out of it. But there is like a preference there. If you don't like the over-the-shoulder style of Resident Evils, you do miss out on that classic formula. And I do kind of feel bad for fans who really wanted a modern game with the original style of play, I would have been happy with either. But I understand why there's a preference. I would love to see a new horror game that has fixed camera perspectives. It's kind of something that nobody wants to go back to for some reason. There was a game on Steam, I can't remember what it's called now. I tried the demo for it and I really wanted to get into it, but it kind of sucked. There's no beating around the bush. It just wasn't very good. Yeah, so that's kind of suck. And those guys are way more agile in this game than Curse of the Moon. And then he had two videos I watched too about motion controls, and specifically gyro aiming, and how the waggle controls of the Wii kind of put a stigma on the idea of motion controls, and that good implementations such as gyro aiming on the Switch or even the Steam controller are almost looked down on or frowned upon by, you know, so-called hardcore gamers who can't kind of see the appeal or the advantages of being able to make small, precise movements with a gyroscope with very small gestures. And, you know, I have to say, if you haven't played a game with gyro aiming, really, try it. Any shooter on Switch is greatly improved with gyro. It's a real shame that PS4 controllers could support the feature, but they simply don't. I think if people had the option, even people who are very vocal about not wanting it for whatever reason, I think that if they saw how useful it is, that they would change their tune. I do honestly believe that. I used to not like the idea of gyro at all. I remember when I first played Splatoon and I had the option to turn off gyro. I actually definitely went for it because I was like, I don't want to use gyro. This sucks. Motion controls are like the Wii. You know, I don't want to do that. And I was getting my ass kicked by people using gyro, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad. And you know, I gave it a second chance, and I can't imagine playing a shooter with a controller without gyro now. It's a game changer. Actually, I never really realized that the Steam controller had gyro. I can't think of any game where it was kind of utilized. Oh, which one is this? Heretical Grinder. So, definitely, if you hate gyro aiming, if you are anti-gyro aiming, you're doing yourself a disservice. And it's kind of a point he made in his video, and I would have to agree with it. You're almost doing the industry a disservice. No, didn't I? Maybe that is a little extreme of a stance to have on the issue, but really, like, analog stick aiming has kind of sucked for a while now. I remember when I used to be really into Destiny 1, just kind of really wishing I could get a PC port because I loved the game, but I really did not like having to, you know, play specifically with just a dual stick control scheme because aiming was such a pain in the ass. And I'd become so used to playing shooters on PC with a mouse and keyboard. And to have a game that I really liked, you know, that was a shooter that just completely didn't give me the option, just felt like really shitty. And that's why I was so excited for Destiny 2 to come out, because I was like, finally I can play Destiny with a keyboard and mouse. And then Destiny 2 is complete dog shit, so you know, if your friend wants to play Destiny 2, you're not a good friend if you let him. It's just, I'm sorry, that's the truth. And, you know, I had to come to that conclusion. I tried to cope, you know, I coped and seethed at all the people telling me that I was playing a bad game. But it really is. It's not a good game. And it's a shame because Bungie used to be one of my favorite developers. I loved, or even Halo 2, my least favorite Halo. I loved pretty much every Halo game that they made. I remember playing, I think it was the first Marathon, or there was some kind of release on the Xbox Live Arcade. I remember being really interested in that because of how much I enjoyed Halo. And I remember reading up about the lore because I didn't have Marathon and I couldn't get it on the arcade, but my friend had it. That's how we played it. Just, Bungie as a company just isn't... Yeah, so... But yeah, Bungie as a company isn't what they used to be. And when they were on Battle.net, I blamed Destiny 2's problems on Activision. I was like, you know, it's not them, you know, they're owned by Activision, or they're in this, not owned, but they have this contract with Activision, and, you know, they have to do all this scummy shit, because Activision is publishing the game and that's what they're making them do. And then they went independent and they put the game on Steam and they made it free to play, and it's probably worse than ever. And people will excuse it because the game's free to play, and it's not as bad with but Halo Infinite. People have the same thing where there's a lot of problems with the multiplayer, and there's a lot of really scummy monetization, and the progression is BS, and the XP system is broken, but people will let it slide. They'll say, no, you know, $20 for armor permutations is fine because, you know, it's free to play. You didn't pay for it. And I'm trying to think of who in their right mind can justify $20 video game cosmetics. Like, even the people who wail on, like, gacha games, like, when they wail, they're wailing for, like, characters that have, like, their own abilities or play styles or offer utility for teams. You know, maybe like some gacha games have paid paid costumes. The only game that I know of that has Actually, there's two that I know of. There's two gacha games I know that have costumes. That I've at least played myself. Girls Frontline and Genshin Impact. And Girls Frontline, the cosmetics were the only gacha and the characters were free. So it was completely optional and you could play the whole game without rolling for skins, which, I mean, you can do that with Halo Infinite as well. But there's something to be said about paywalling features that were in the old games for free, I think. And I'm not saying that there can't be paid, you know, microtransaction skins in Halo Infinite. I would be fine with armor permutations, maybe like at the most. Like, I'm talking at the most being like $10 packs. A lot of, I think, like, I don't know, the like problem is all these games use like their premium currencies that you have to buy in like weird amounts, and then they always price them in ways that really make it just terrible to keep track of how much you're spending, and they do that on purpose so you spend more. But I think like what Genshin Impact's summer costumes, like the only costumes in the game, I don't think they were as bad as Halo Infinite. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong on this, because I'm no fan of MiHoYo's monetization either. Much as I do play the game, I am very vocal about how much I don't like how manipulative they are when it comes to monetizing their game. And what's the other game? Dead by Daylight. They are another company where, well, Behavior Interactive is another company where I do not like how they monetize. But even then, the cosmetics for Dead by Daylight, I don't think get as bad as Halo Infinite. And that's saying something because Behavior is pretty bad. Maybe there are some. I could be wrong.
Right there.
Anyway, I'm gonna let you listen to David Hayter, because this cutscene's great.
I knew what you are. That ghastly air about you. You reek of sorcery, Shardbinder.
Ah, and what am I to make of you?
Me? I am your executioner. Foolishness.
Oh, I went inventory.
Foolishness.
Alright, last time I did this I had like 9 potions. Also, last time I did this I had a whip. So it was a little bit different, but I think I'm doing like... Oh, actually I think I'm doing less damage, but ironically I'm doing better. Because I have these patterns down. There we go. Yeah, that was much better than the first time. I'll try to see if I can edit in some of this footage. Or some of the footage from the previous to really show you how bad it was.
Here we go.
How many times do I have to tell you? Our enemies are the demons and those in league with them.
And I say, what is the difference? The alchemists were the gunmen, the shardbinders the gun. All must be dismantled.
In the case of the alchemists, you are right. They coveted the powers of hell and must pay for it. But Miriam is not like them. She is fighting for us, at great personal risk.
Really? You forget how many of our friends perished for similarly misplacing their faith.
And do I look as weak? Look closer.
I was bored with her anyway.
Do your job, Zangetsu. You need to put a stop to Alfred.
And I will. But you listen to me, Shardbinder. If you value your life, then stay out of my sight. You can hold me to my word, Dominique. But don't presume to tell me what else I can or cannot do.
Yeah, so it just took me about like 30 minutes
I
to get to.
apologize for my acquaintance.
Took me like an hour
I had
last
no
night.
right to speak to you like that.
Pay it no mind. I've been through worse.
I want you to know that I trust you, Miriam, and nothing anyone says could ever sway that trust.
Well, you have my thanks. It's nice to know that I have someone on my side.
Zangetsu is a demon hunter from a land far to the east, in the tumult of a decade ago, perhaps even longer. Demons robbed him of everything precious to him, and he's despised everything to do with them since. His strength, however, is second to none.
I saw it for myself. I could tell he was holding back, but he was a handful regardless.
Maybe it was a lack of conviction that dulled his blade. Well, I'll be off then. I mustn't leave Anne alone for too long.
So yeah, that was Zangetsu, voiced by David Hayter. He sounds a lot like Snake. I didn't want to say it, but it is the truth. Oh, wait, where am I? Oh, I thought this was... I don't know why I thought this was a room I was already in. It's not. Here. Who are you?
Oi, wait a minute. Are you human?
What does it look like?
I'm not sure. Your body is covered with weird decorations.
Yes, but these are all the rage in Paris.
Oh, Paris. Wow, I've never been to Spain. The name's Benjamin.
I'm Miriam. Benjamin, you shouldn't be here.
I know, but I'm so scared I can't even stand up. Damn, I just want to go home.
Do I have any items that could help get him home?
I do.
This should help me escape.
Yes. Picture your house, and don't let go of that thought.
All right, I'll try it.
I think it worked.
Hey. Wow, that was such a waste to make me break that for a flower that didn't even fully replenish it. Alright, come on. I guess I just gotta do that. Can't get that yet. Same thing blocking the horse. Oh wow, they even put a waystone nearby, so you could do that quest. That's actually pretty good design, I guess. Familiarize yourself with that kind of side quest. Man, those arrows are real strong. Probably check out what was in that lower corridor. Oh, let's see. Killer Barber. Doesn't really do that much damage, I suppose, but should probably check out that lower corridor first. Are we making too much progress? And I apologize if my chair was making too much noise. I don't know if it was getting picked up while I was talking. I was sitting in a really uncomfortable position. I don't know why, but it started to get like really bad. I don't know if that sword expertise did much to increase my damage output, to be honest. Fumbled that one. Select physical attack. Guessing that is with katanas. It's not gonna do me any good. Well, I do have a katana. I like the sword I'm using right now, even if I have trouble hitting enemies on the ground. So I guess this is the way to go. Oh yeah, this is something I was talking about in yesterday's video too. The one that will never be released. So, oh, I just got a scratch on my throat real quick. I feel like I'm starting to get a little sick because I woke up this morning and like my throat just kind of had that like feeling. So, that'll be fun. That'll probably make it harder for me to do videos. So if I do end up disappearing for a little bit, then it's probably because I got sick. But anyway, what I was about to say before I went on that tangent was that recently my friends and I have, particularly a single friend, mostly, but some of my other friends as well. We're talking about the recent AVGN episodes because the 200th one came out, and they've also have the podcast on the Cinemaster channel. And collectively, we've kind of all hit the point where we're not exactly thrilled with the direction that the series is going. Oh, okay. What? The fuck was the point of that? Oh, hey, I kind of like that. Oh my, that's so good. Okay, yeah. But yeah, anyway, we've been kind of... This is like that one item, Saving the Night, that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, so... We haven't been too thrilled with the direction that the AVGN series has been going for a while now. Which is, to me, is kind of unfortunate because I used to be like a really big fan of the series. I remember watching it at a friend's house in like, I think it was like in elementary school. Like, when like the really early episodes were coming out. Like, the damage on that isn't where I need it to be right now, so I'll have to upgrade it. So, as an homage to the series, as I remember enjoying it, I wanted to make a review of Castlevania in sort of like the same style that I feel that the series has kind of been lacking. You know, just if I can like capture the spirit of the older episodes myself. You know, it might take a while for me to do. I do have a background in like media, like I can, you know, I'd say like maybe like fairly competently like produce like a short like 10-minute video. I've done it before for, you know, some projects that I've done, but they've all been kind of documentary style things and informative. So I can definitely get those elements of being informative about the game into the script and, you know, talk about things like that. My biggest worry is getting the script to be clear, concise, and entertaining, while still having that informative value for people who, you know, might not have played the game before. So, oh, there we go. Shortcuts. Okay. So that's how that works. Good to know. So that's probably going to take me a good amount of writing to get through. I'm not trying to say that I'm like an amazing like script writer or that I can do better than, you know, what used to be or what is now. It's just kind of like a fun challenge for me as a writer and as someone trying to make videos. I can't promise that I'll nail it, but you know, I can. It's just an attempt as a way to kind of, I guess, pay respect to, you know, a series that I've loved for a while. You know, to sort of parody it in a way, put my own twist on it. This bitch is scary and can kill me anytime she wants, so I gotta say, oh my god, no, she's blocking my path. No! Oh, I'm cursed? What does that mean? Waystone. Okay. Well, that was incredibly spooky. The biggest issue with making such a video right now is I still have to finish playing Castlevania so that I can write about the parts that I haven't played yet, obviously. I need to...
Staying up late tonight. So,
Oh,
what'll it be?
fuck you. Are you judging me? Yeah, I am up late. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, I do have to not only
Go with this.
finish the game, which should be obvious, but you'd be surprised how many
I
people
like it.
can write a script for something they have no idea what they're talking about. So that is something I've got to do. And I've got to make sure, you know, everything in it is correct, which I have kind of been trying to keep an eye on.
I'll go with this.
I need to make it organized. I've kind of noticed while I was writing, I was looking over what I wrote.
About the castle. The castle itself was summoned from hell, demons and all. But the site it rests on is where the alchemists... So you may find traces of our facilities intermingled with the rest.
Now that you mention it,
Sorry, I don't want to
I
like
do remember
interrupt.
seeing an area dedicated to the study of Eastern mysticism.
Yes. And another of us was researching how to create giant organisms. Anyway, just be mindful of the facility's existence. The knowledge may keep you out of harm's way while you explore.
All right. Thank you.
But yeah, so I've got to try to reorganize my writing. So it's going to take a few drafts probably, because I kind of write in like a stream of consciousness sort of way. So there are some elements where it might fit better to talk about one thing with some other
I have
things.
something new to offer you.
So for example, I have a part where I'm talking about the sub-weapons and how each one works, and then I go into like how you use them, because it's just a thing
What are you looking to buy?
talking about the limitations of the technology of the time. But I already had a part where I spoke about the controls. So it's like,
That's right. Then we have a deal.
do I mention how you use the sub-weapons with up and B before I even talk about the sub-weapons? Because it would fit better with controls? Do I leave it for the end so that maybe it might lead into a reaction or a joke better? It's something where I have to kind of think about it and maybe ask some other people and see what they think and if they have any suggestions. And, you know, I can make sure to credit them if they want to be credited. A lot of different things that I need to. And, you know, right now I'm focusing on just the raw information, so now I need to go back in and see where can I fit jokes, you know? What kind of jokes do I want to put in? You know, if it's in the spirit of the older nerd episodes, you know, how much profanity do I use? And then it becomes, where can I film? When can I film? The most important part to me is, how can I film without disturbing others? Because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm not being a nuisance to the people around me if I have to yell and shout, which is why normally when I stream, or, well, I don't really stream. I did stream once, but when I record my videos, whether it be the pack cracking or one of these gameplay videos, it's usually fairly late at night. I'm usually not projecting my voice as much because I'm trying to keep it down, essentially, and, you know, be more relaxed. That's why this is
Come back.
kind of a challenge for me. And it's an exciting challenge. You know, I get to plan out, you know, a production. You know, and I'm not trying to say this is like a big deal. It's still fairly amateur, but, you know, it's something I have done before. It's something I haven't really done in a while. It's something I enjoyed doing. So, you know, it's in the works, and if it gets off the ground or if it evolves into something else, we'll have to see. Like I said, right now it's sort of inspired by the older AVGN episodes, and, you know, trying to capture the spirit of what I enjoyed from those old episodes. So it's very much a derivative work, but, you know, I want to put my own spin on it. I don't want to be like a carbon copy or a ripoff. That's kind of something that always worries me about making something that is inspired by something I enjoy, or is, I don't want to say derivative, because derivative is not really the correct word, but it's the one that comes to mind. But I just have, you know, I guess a worry where if I wear my inspirations on my sleeve, people will take it as like a blatant ripoff, or that I'm aping someone else and trying to copy them and not do my own thing, when it's more of just, I'm trying to pay respects and, do an homage to something I enjoy. And if it's something that I continue doing or only do once, well, I have to see how much I like it. And, what kind of reaction I get, if I get any at all. I'm not gonna pretend that I have much reach, or that, anyone's going to watch it, or that anyone's watching this right now. It's just something I'm doing because I want to. And I think that's the most important element if you're making anything on this platform. Because if you're making something that you don't want to make, it's gonna show. People are gonna realize that you're not into it, that you're disinterested, that you're bored, that you might even like kind of resent what you're doing if you've been doing it for long enough. And then that's when people start to cut corners. People who used to have, this is a general statement, but people who used to have multiple camera angles in their videos, cutting down, maybe their editing isn't as exciting or interesting, or as it used to be. It's gotten more boring. The quality of the writing's gone down. The acting, if there's any, is kind of phoned in. Stuff that happens to a lot of people doing a lot of different things. You can tell, if you watch a movie, you can tell if an actor is just doing it for a paycheck by the quality of their acting. If they don't want to be there, but they want to get paid, you'll see some really bad performances. And if you've ever watched Best of the Worst on Red Letter Media, which is something that I really enjoy putting on, especially when I'm like playing games on my own, I like just having Best of the Worst on as sort of just have background noise, something to listen to. I'm not like talking to anybody on Discord or something. But anyway, if you watch Red Letter Media, Best of the Worst, you'll see there's a lot of B movies that get kind of big or bigger name actors, and you can tell that they don't really want to be a part of whatever movie they're filming, and it makes the movie into a joke. And would the movie be better if that actor respected what they were, a part of? It certainly couldn't hurt. Snakes on a Plane is a fucking terrible movie, but you've got to respect Samuel L. Jackson for still, treating it like any other movie he'd be in, and actually delivering his lines and putting effort into his acting. He's an actor that I really respect for kind of playing his roles fairly, I guess. He's not really been in the best of movies, but he understands that he's an actor. Actors have to act, and you can't always act in the best movies, but there's no reason why you shouldn't be a good actor in a bad movie. Even if you think a movie's bad, doesn't matter. You're still being paid by the guys making it, so you better do a good job. Maybe your performance will be what helps the movie, and maybe they can learn from and make better movies, whereas if it's all shit, it'll flop and maybe they'll never make anything again. So, that's something to think about. If you don't care about what you're doing, why do it? I understand a lot of people don't have the option to not do something they don't like, especially if it's for money. If you're, you know, doing a creative work, I'll say that because a lot of people work jobs they don't like to get by. And to say that you shouldn't work a job because you don't like it is kind of silly. Because a lot of people don't have that option, and I mean, quite frankly, a lot of people would just rather not work. That's a whole other argument. That is not one that I particularly want to get into. But definitely, if you're an actor or a director or whatever, if you're a creator on a site like this, I don't care how long you've been doing it, there's no reason to phone it in if you're not into it. Better just stop doing whatever it is you do and leave people with good memories instead of perverting what people once liked. Retroactively, like, kind of ruining the old stuff. It's kind of sad when stuff like that happens, you know? If you start doing it for views or monetization or money, that's pretty lame. Like right now, I'm just doing this because I feel like doing it. You know, I'm not expecting anyone to watch it. If I look at my stats, I can see not a lot of people are watching it. You know, but I felt like playing Bloodstained, and my friends wanted me to play SMT5 because they can't play it, and you know, for a lot of reasons. So I know that I at least have an audience in them for that game, but kind of what my hope with this was, if I'm already playing SMT5 for my friends to see, I can play some games that I want them to play or want other people to play that I think maybe don't get the recognition they deserve. You know? This is a game that I think is criminally underrated. It's a great game, but you don't see a lot of people talking about it. And so, if I can make a video that makes anyone want to pick this up, I'm happy. I'm happy just to play the game and ramble about whatever useless shit comes to mind. That's fine too, you know? I think it's kind of cool that I can do that. Just for fun, just as like a hobby. And maybe one day someone will find it like fucking like 5-7 years from now and watch it and be like, what's this asshole doing? He's, you know, shit at this game and talking about unrelated crap while he plays. But it's just what I feel like doing. A lot of backtracking though. I will give it that. But this genre, it's full of backtracking. So. Pretty generous with the save points, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Can't really complain about the game when it comes to saving. That's a lot of Metroidvanias I've noticed are pretty forgiving when it comes to the gameplay. I mean, they can get kind of hard, but I don't think they're ever like too difficult. Symphony of the Night is a pretty easy game once you kind of get used to it. I remember really, like, monumentally sucking at that game as a kid, playing on PS1. Actually, I have a Symphony of the Night. Oh shit! First, I have Symphony of the Night on both PS1 and Xbox Live Arcade. It was like one of the first XBLA games I think I've ever played. Or bought, rather. But I guess played would be a correct word, too. Okay. So, I don't know where to go. So, I guess now's a good time to maybe go back. Have I gotten... No. Alright. I'm sure I missed something that's almost painfully obvious. Or maybe not, I have no idea. It's so weird, like, when this game doesn't have, like, music. It almost makes you feel like something's wrong, like, the game should be making noise right now. But why isn't it? This game has some great music. I don't know who did the soundtrack. Maybe that'll be something to look up next time. Just like, man, some stellar work on the soundtrack, and it really does give me like vibes that are reminiscent of Symphony of the Night.
Learned anything new? Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Oh, okay.
Help Sean the kill those murderers dead.
Okay. I got a bunch of quests at once. That's nice.
Remember, not to What are you looking to buy?
Let me grab like a few of these.
Is this right? Thank you.
A couple, maybe.
Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Do you have new quests?
Oh, don't say. Never you might. Miriam. Well, I'll help you.
Oh yeah, she wants onigiri.
I suppose.
I don't have.
Dominique, what is all this machinery?
That is photographic equipment we've been working on.
Photographic?
To put it more plainly, it allows me to capture images of real life, landscapes, people.
What? Really? Can I try it?
Unfortunately, I don't have the silver bromide I need.
I'll see if I can find it. Be right back.
Silver bromide. Silver used to be used in mirrors a lot, which is why the whole thing with vampires not having reflections
What are we
exists.
transmuting this time?
Sure, a lot of people know that, but I always thought it was pretty interesting. Can't cook anything. Make the pirate hat again. Cowboy hat? Yeah.
I'll go with this.
Increase power of firearms. I don't know what that means. Huh. I guess I'll just go with the pirate hat. The cowboy hat, but I can also make the pirate hat. For some reason I want to use it.
Alfred was your master, wasn't he?
She looks so fucking goofy.
Former master. Why?
I don't know. I was just wondering if you remember anything about him that I don't.
Fair enough. As I recall, he was studying ways of drastically slowing down objects. He was a genius, to be quite honest, but I have no respect for that now.
Why not?
Because he fought against sacrificing you right to the final moment. Only to change his mind like a coward.
I see. Thank you.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm very lost. Very confused as to what I need to do. Fast travel. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, I put waypoints down. I didn't even notice. There's something over here that I'm missing? Huh. Alright. Let's see. There is. There's something down here? Oh yeah. Over here. Don't really know what. Don't know what there is over here, but there's something like a glowing thing. Wish there was like a legend that I could reference. Okay, so that's not it. I don't really know what's up with that room then, or why it has that little dot on it. It is odd that there's like this weird... Oh! Okay. Wolf Brett sword. Does more damage. I'll gladly give it a go. This I can't get to yet. Nothing over here. Alright, that's some decent damage, I suppose. Alright, so not that way. Guess now I'm just gonna try hitting walls and see what happens. Nothing there. Oh. Hey, max HP up is pretty cool. I don't like these things. Man. It was so much easier in Curse of the Moon, that's for sure. I guess I should check this out more. I wonder how I get over that. That must be something for later. I just gotta deal with the giant cat. Okay, well, it was huge and I thought it would kill me real quick. Oh, what's this? Augment int. Nice. Alright. Oh, yeah. Kinda forgot that. Changing rooms respawns everything. Dance mask. That is the defense 2 -1, defense 2 int 1. Gun. Alright. This is very good to have. So I can save and most importantly heal over by this. This actually isn't the one I wanted to go to, but it works. Let's just port back. Oh, that's kind of cool how the monster's blood like splashed across the background there. Never noticed that before. Oh, what?
Demon!
Wait! I'm a good killer, Barber.
Oh, he's good.
Butchers and cutthroats all say as much.
I'm not a cutthroat. I've never cut anyone. Well, I have, but it's these scissors. They've cursed me to become a demon.
Then why not cast them aside?
Cast them aside? If I could take them off, I wouldn't be cursed. Duh. The name's Todd. And the only way my curse will be lifted is if I barber my way through 666 different hairstyles.
Well, why not just make the hairstyles up then? Lop a little off here or there.
Ah, there's a penalty for sloppy lopping. If I don't give my patrons good haircuts, the scissors kill them dead.
You have the worst curse ever.
Yes, quite literally, yes. Please, can you help me find information about hairstyles? I'll cut you for free.
That is not an enticing offer.
No, not cut you, cut it. Wait, what are you even worried about? You look like you could rip me into 100 pieces.
I really could. All right, you have a deal.
All right.
So, miss, shall I take a little off the top?
I can't see it with this hat.
A shame.
Let's check this out.
So, miss.
That's cool. See there's a lot of hairstyles. I'll keep the classic. Is it always this customizable? Well, that there's default. Huh. If that more saturated, it would close to purple. In the hair color. Oh, I didn't hit the right button. Ooh, I guess if I just brought the saturation of this down. Darker. Blend in a little bit more. Do what every edgy character creator does. Oh wait, that's the opposite. It's always going to be a little brighter. Just have oh, perfect, yeah. Give her red eyes all the way. And then, oh, this is really good, in depth. And then saturation. Gonna be like super pale and and then, yeah, it's gonna be so like dark and edgy. I kind of feel like a tool for doing this, but dark red. Yeah. Let's make the tips black and edgy. Subcolor. Oh, okay. That color. It's gotta be dark, right? There we go, right? Now we have edgy Miriam.
The look suits you fine.
I don't think that's the truth, Mr. Barber Man. You have edgy Miriam for a while, so some comedy ha-has. Edgy cowboy Miriam. This is like every high schooler with like a character creator. So it's gotta be black and red and like really cool and badass. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, bro. It's gotta be like black and red. And it's just gonna be really like cool, like blood red. And just like that's totally badass color scheme. Nothing goes with black than blood red. Yeah, red eyes too, because that's so like cool. And she's gotta be like pale, like a ghost, and have the like black sclera. What even is a sclera? I don't even know. I'm 13. I said high schooler, but yeah, it's more middle school cool. I'm 13, bro. I call people trash in online games. I don't even play single player exploration games. What the fuck is a Metroid? I play Fortnite. Oh wow, I got a hairstyle already. Oh well, when we fix Miriam, well, can I help? Huh. Are all these paintings backers? Because I think they're backers. I don't know, I didn't pay that much on Kickstarter. I just paid enough to get the game on Switch. And then I gave them my money again for the PC version, because the Switch version. It was good, but it did have its performance issues, and I wish it was optimized a little bit better. Oh, I was not prepared for this at all. Do I have items? No. Craft word? Oh boy. Oh. How hard is this thing gonna kill me? Ah, the classic, if it's not in direct line of sight, you didn't hit it. Fuck. Oh. Oh. Well, now I know that there's a boss. The door was probably, like, a pretty good hint about that. Should have probably paid attention. Alright, well. Didn't lose too much progress. Oh. That's fine. Anyway, I guess I'll end it here and pick it back up some other time. So if you stuck around this long, thank you for watching. And see you whenever, or not see you, but you know, the next video will be out whenever.